Hi, hope you're doing well. My name is Atul Mehra and I'm the fund manager for Motilal Oswal Business Opportunities Portfolio. Just a little bit about myself. I've been professionally an investor for the last 15 years, last 10 years with Motilal Oswal Group. And personally, I've been passionate about investing and have been investing since I was 13 years old. Academically, I'm a CFA charter holder from the CFA University US, and I've been an active in terms of member of the CFA Society India. Coming specifically to our product, Motilal Oswal Business Opportunities Portfolio, this has been a good year for us. In the market, which has been absolutely flat with about 0% returns, the fund has delivered over 8% returns on a post-fee basis, which translates into a outperformance of about 8%. So just to give a little bit of context of the reason why the fund has outperformed and what have been the key drivers. So in terms of, if you look at the construct of the fund, basically the fund is positioned around two cornerstones. One is in terms of the larger names where we expect steady compounding, and the other is the more small and mid-cap names where we expect very strong growth. So if you look at the performers from both these buckets, the larger names over the last few years, we've had in terms of a large amount of money made on large names like an iShares or a TCS or even an ICICI Bank, where we have close to doubled our money from these stocks. While at the same time we've had names on the mid and small cap front like a Safari Industries, which is up about 4x for us, a Phoenix Mills, which is a doubler, an L&T Infotech, which has been about a 3x, three-bagger for us. And similarly, in more recent times, a Blue Star, which is doubled for us. So as you can see that the portfolio is constructed with good quality businesses, either on the larger names or on the mid and small cap names, where we strive to have a balance of the two so that we don't take any excessive risk, and at the same time we deliver returns ahead of the benchmark. So that is the broad in terms of mindset with which the portfolio has been built. At this point in time, in terms of the positioning of the portfolio, if you were to look at it, about 60% of the portfolio is in the larger names and 40% is in the mid and small cap names. And from a construct in terms of sectorally, about close to 40% of the portfolio is in BFSI names, about 35% is in consumer names, and about 15% is in technology services. So these three sectors are the predominant allocations that we have at this point in time in the fund. And in the more recent times, as we look to add newer ideas on the mid and small cap side, we've added, say, a new name like a Gokuldas Exports in the fund. So it's about a 3% allocation for us in the fund. And for us, like as you are aware, in terms of the philosophy with which we buy stocks, quality, growth, longevity, and price, just to spend a little bit more time on this new edition. If you look at this business, Gokuldas Exports, I think the journey of this company totally changed with the ownership and management change about 4 to 5 years back. And since that time, the company has been totally in terms of transformed in terms of business as well as financial metrics. So as we look at it today, this is a business which does about 2,300 crores of revenues. This year they will end at about 150 crores of profits. They do return on capital of over 20 to 25%. And the way we see it is from year on, given that globally companies are looking to diversify their supply chains, in the space of garmenting, India is by far one of the potential outsourcing areas from a medium to long term perspective. So as we look at it from a macro perspective, the spends out of India in terms of garmenting will only increase going forward. And here we have a credible management team, which in our opinion has the ability to execute on this opportunity going forward. So coming back to our lens of QGLP, quality of business, this is a business run by a good quality management team. And from a business perspective, they do about 20 to 25% return on capital. Second is in terms of growth. So we believe that this business can deliver in terms of multi-year compounding in terms of growth. In the more immediate future, in the next 3 years, we believe profits can double from 150 crores to about 300 crores plus. And longevity wise, again, we don't see any major concerns on the longevity side. And finally, coming to price. So at the current market price, about 23 to 2400 crores in terms of market cap, what you're looking at is about 150 crores of delivered profits in the current year. And the next 3 years, like we said, we expect about close to 300 crores of profits. So from a valuation perspective, as we look at it from a 3-year perspective, this stock is primarily available at hardly about 7 to 8 times price to earning multiple for a debt-free business with higher long-term growth potential. In the near term, you have some of these US recession fears, and because of which, in terms of, we believe it's an opportunity rather than in terms of a concern. So this is the construct, just through an example, we spoke about one of the more recent additions to the portfolio, but stock by stock, the 22 stock portfolio that we run at Motilal Oswal Business Opportunities Portfolio, stock by stock businesses have been identified with a similar lens of QGLP. And like we said, it is a good blend of larger names which provide stability in an environment globally which is quite in terms of unpredictable. And at the same time, you have these in terms of chosen names on the mid and small cap side, where these are the names which can provide a high alpha, like we've seen in case of a Safari or a Blue Star or a Phoenix or a LTI in the past. So that is the broad construct with which we are looking to run the fund. We believe that with this construct and with a mindset where we are open to newer ideas and looking to even as we speak, we're looking to identify and allocate names to other newer ideas which can be in terms of similar potential in terms of compounding. So that is a constant endeavor, and we look forward to doing that. So just to summarize the 3 key points we spoke about, one is I think the performance for the current year has been strong despite a very uncertain macro environment and how choppy the equity markets have been. In terms of the portfolio construct, the portfolio has been constructed with a fairly stable mindset that you have about 50 to 60% of the fund in larger names, which provide that good quality long-term compounding and safety of principal in the near term. And at the same time, it is also having this 40% component, which is the high growth potential multi-baggers of tomorrow. So that is the second key part we spoke about. In terms of the final thing I'd like to conclude with is, given that at any given point in time, equity markets have never, in terms of you've never find a time when you say that all is well in the world and this is the time that I want to go and buy stocks. So you will never find that time in equity markets. Equity markets are supposed to be full of uncertainties, and obviously we have a share of uncertainties today as well. So the way to go about investing in the current times is to perhaps look at it as a staggered way. So we have, in terms of the ability to stagger our investments in the PMS through a systematic, in terms of investment plan and systematic transfer plan. So that is the recommended way to building a portfolio and adding to the existing allocations that we might have. And from the perspective that as we look at it from a 3 to 5 year perspective, you will basically look at high in terms of compounded returns from a medium to long term perspective. So that is what I have to share in this short video, and we look forward to maybe talking to you in person or through any of our in terms of partners. We look forward to interacting with you in the future. So thank you very much for a patient listening, and till the next time, thank you very much.